Welcome back to some more Endwalker. We're going to get started on the new Pandaemonium raid today. They literally just came out 8 minutes ago, I guess. What we know about this so far. We know that it has something to do with Asphodelos. He was in the cutscene at the end of the MSQ, introducing the raids, and I think we heard that it has something to do with La Habrea as well, which will be interesting. So, I'll probably split this up into 4 separate videos on YouTube. One each for each of the different raids. I'm streaming this live over on Twitch. There's a link in the description you can click on to come watch me. I'll be doing a whole bunch of stuff, just extreme grinding, all that. I'm on my pre-raid bis at the moment. So yeah, I guess we'll just get going right into it. Ooh, got some nice material from it as well. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot, I would encounter none other than Kobe, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for, well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nemgigi, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the Itioscope to observe the ethereal sea and to delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our very conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it. However, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. Alright, we're gonna have a peer into the Itioscope again. I also saw from the little image they showed in the patch notes, and I guess at the start of this quest as well, that there's a light blue soul crystal. I'm thinking that might be Elidibus's, or it could be, La Habrea's, I suppose. They were both members of the convocation. I don't remember if we had La Habrea's soul crystal when we gave them all to Elidibus at the end of Shadowbringers. Either way, let's keep going. Greetings, Kobe, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I'm sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I'm Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater an honor than to meet the first man in history who traversed the ethereal sea and returned to tell the tale. The professor often speaks, and at length, of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Sharlayan, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single man. We must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the 3 of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the antitower in the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Heidelin and learned of the fate that would befall the star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Itioscope did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. It's one of the soul crystals, yeah. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, and the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets. And now we would have you see for yourself. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Yeah, exactly. So whose is that one? There's Hythlodaeus giving us the Zen crystal. Memory abides within this crystal. I have one of those as well. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please, tell me everything. I see. The Asians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow. This revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Asian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Kobe's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Those are some good questions. Professor Claudian. Huh? Yes? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Yes, of course, our guest. Terribly sorry. I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. Nothing. Oh, actually, something? If anyone, message, come, Pandæmonium, please. Faces, grave, threat, star, in danger. That expression does not bode well. What did you see? Yeah, just the death of the star again. Pandæmonium. 'Tis not a word I have heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemgigi, Rusanord, and Rusano, I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, Kirby, there is a person I would have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. Hey, that's me. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beg a belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need be concerned by this message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. Off back to Elpis. I love Elpis. We have to go back to the curse first, which is fine. All the way back to Norvram. Where are we? Crystal Tower. Whew! Hey, that's that one bird from Elpis. And from the ocular, we may travel all the way back to Elpis. Through time and through space. If it receives this message, Pandæmonium, quickly. Ugh. Elidibus? Is that Elidibus? Could it be? No, of course not. Apologies. but for the briefest moment, I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. He told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Destination is currently congested. Of course it is. That's fine. There we go. Oh. Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make a presence. I wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. It seems familiar. It appears my initial impression was not so preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at his disposal. So Themis is probably Elidibus before he becomes a member of the Convocation. Yeah. If you are here at Azem's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You're here to investigate Pandæmonium, yes? Yes, I am. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? Funny story, actually. I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand, this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that there are some memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandaemonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of La Hebrea. Ooh. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding ether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandæmonium ceased. I am here as representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we do next? I say we head into Pandaemonium and fuck some shit up. Which ones am I wanting? Probably the crit ones? They're only 9s, so it's not a big deal. During the course of your investigation, and... Ooh! Oh, so this is, that's the raiding gear. That's the artifacts that you exchange for the raiding gear. Sick. Themis is eager to commence the investigation into Pandaemonium. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandaemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the fallen star I had been waiting so long for. Ooh. Originally, I had planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed the anomaly near Pandaemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, he eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If 2 members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Hebrea for entry into Pandemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Anagnosis. Over to Anagnosis then. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the Convocation's request, the 2 of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your ether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Now, that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigations together. Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed the warder's instructions at all times. Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders, for their role with respect to the creatures within. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Hebrea has deemed certain such creations as unworthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their day in Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place. I know not of the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss of late. The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in ether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on here then. I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? Yeah, I guess. He's tried to kill me a couple times, failed, but yeah. Yeah, we've met. That a mere familiar would have had the honor to meet Master La Habrea. He is not known to easily afford others his time, so you must be extraordinary indeed to be granted even a moment of it. Regardless, while I doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. Yes. And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandæmonium. The naos that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Leve. Let us delay no further. Over to Pandaemonium. I'm excited for these raids. And so this will take us into Pandaemonium. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but it is true that you two have met La Habrea in the flesh. But is it true? Yeah. I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager. Or else, why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandaemonium with my own eyes. Here's to a new adventure, eh? Teleport to Pandaemonium. Don't be congested. Please don't be congested. Ooh, that's cool. Oh. Screenshot. And one more. Ooh, that's sick. Pandaemonium kind of badass. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that, for a moment, I thought the ethereal irregularity was not nearly so grave of portent as I had imagined. Alas, it was a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. Kind of spooky. Oh, not kind of, it's omega spooky, to be honest. Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws. However, someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory. though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandæmonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing me. That's fine. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. I'll just fight everything for you, bro. It's all good. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. Yeah. I'll do it. Not a big deal. Yeah. I'm the motherfucking warrior of light, bitch ass. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Chill. You just do the protection shit. It's all good, son. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your ether as basis for illusory allies that will fight at your side. Oh, okay. Perhaps 7 shelter. Yeah, maybe. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Oh my god. Then so shall it be. Now, what, I wonder, awaits us in Pandæmonium's pitless holes? Asphodelos. So the first wing is Asphodelos, okay. The first circle. Let's get in immediately. Let's immediately hop in. And let's have a look around this place. Woo! Let's G-pose with Themis. Ooh, I need to get rid of that. Object. Goodbye. Alright, how many people do we have? Need a tank and a healer. Oh, there we go, immediately. Ooh, let's do this. I'm excited. First raid of Endwalker. And then, yeah, we got a Savage in 2 weeks as well. Can you just walk through this? Huh. What about the one all the way up here? Oh, never mind. Okay, here we go. Asphodelos, the first circle. Are those snake guys from Catesis? Yeah, it is. It's the snake guys from Catesis. Whoa! Ugh. I'll save them. I must. What are you doing, my man? Why did you... That appears to be one of the warders we seek. but I'm afraid he is in no state to answer questions. So he just transformed into this. For a reason, I suppose. Protect who? Protect the creatures? Protect what, my guy? 7 more of me. Hey, they don't look like me at all. Water of the Condemned. Asphodelos. Oh! I'll eat some food as well. There's a lot of idle and weapons here. Ooh, this music though. That's gonna hit the right side. Oh, I was right. Yeah. And that'll hit the left side. Okay. Yep. Very clean. She's got like some boluses or something. Or a bunch of handcuffs actually. A bunch of chains and handcuffs. Stop moving, please, sir. Thank you. Yep, we got the cleave on the right side again. Heavy hand, tank buster? Yeah, that's tank buster. Intemperance. Maybe. I'm gonna go over here. Cold. Oh, okay, so that's sick. So I go over here, and then I get that. And then I'm hot, so I need to get cold again. It's kind of an extension of the Lubrum Regine. Hot and cold. Trinity about that one. Heavy hand, tank buster. Shining cells. Okay, sir. I'm gonna tactician for safety. And then in this one maybe. Ah, okay. Yep. Got it. We don't have any heals. So yeah, that's going to be fire, so we stand not on the fire, and it's going to be chained on that side as well, so we have to stand on this side. And then that's fire. And it's changed on that side, so we need to stand on this side. Yep. One of the healers got up. I thought they were both dead. the right side, stand on the left, with fire going off as well. Slam shot. Overwhelming heat, so I need ice. Impenetrable bomb. What's this one? Okay. So I've got ice and then I need heat. Then I need ice again. With a flail on the left side, so we need to stay on the right. Very cool. I can already tell this is going to be fun and savage. Oh my god, there's going to be a lot of fire, ices, and flails. Probably, yeah, it'll all be only one side is available at any time. Heavy hand. So, that was the floor change. With the flail on the left side, so we need to stand on the right side. I'm guessing this is even all the mechanics in this first fight, which is fine. Pretty simple. It is just a normal raid after all. Doesn't make it not fun. So then we've got the flail on the left, and we need to be on the fire spot because of the holy orb. Yep. I wonder if they're going to add like another orb type in the Savage. Ooh. Slam shot. What's slam shot? Is that like closing these panels? Okay, that's exactly what it is. Just some raid line. I need to eat. Okay. Cool. And so that's the first water down. Why are they transforming themselves into these though? Very curious. Let's give it to oh yeah, whatever. Let's just give it to a tank. I don't want the accessories. Well, I think I'll go for the helm, the gloves, boots. Okay, so I've got the pants. That just means that, if I'm wanting a gear piece, which I probably will, does it say what eye level it will be? I'm guessing 580. Slightly better than the moon would. I'll probably want to get all the 4 leg pieces then. That was a thrilling display, and if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your ether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Toby, he stirs. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew naught of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. I'm Ericthonios, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandæmonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandæmonium? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free and stalk its holes to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandæmonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Then your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind, perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken a hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. We have come here from the surface, must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Horror among horrors. So Pandæmonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the selfsame individual or individuals that release its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? You'd probably bomb it. Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Yep. Pandæmonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, but perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. Kind of fucked up, but yeah. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival, even now. They would abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. and so I must do the same things. I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please say not a word of this to the convocation until I've given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Asphodelos, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. I knew you'd be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So you agree to help? Yeah, mate, yeah. For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandaemonium yet hold, so for the moment time is in our favour. Let us proceed upon the course you and Kobe have set us upon. Themis and Kobe, yes? Thank you. The waters owe you a great debt already. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandaemonium's holes by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now, let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out. And which ones do we take here? They're all 9s. I'll take the direct hit ones. And that's where I'll end this first one, for YouTube that is. We'll continue streaming it over on Twitch. And yeah, we'll get into the second raid in the next one. I'll see you all there. Bye bye.